What up, y'all? It's your boy YC Ron. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be watching But True, I Took His Girl at School. Never seen any of his videos, so this is my first time reacting to it. And I just seen it trending on my page. So I was like, let me give it a try. Let me react to it. Make sure y'all go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure y'all turn on your post notifications so y'all always know when I post a new video. And also share my video. Like I said, I never seen any of his videos, so this is my first time reacting to it, so I'm actually pretty excited to watch it. So make sure y'all go ahead, subscribe. Alright, y'all, let's go ahead and start the video now. And I like the animation. He did good on this.
So I raised my hand and she's like, you won't understand the amount of pain I felt that. She walks to the back of the classroom, puts the note on my desk. Do you want a kiss? Oh, the look on his face.
10 out of 10 intro. 10 out of 10. I just want to put it out there. So 10 out of 10. I'd give him that.
Yo, dark-skinned people used to get treated so badly in the early 2000s. Everybody wanted their sexy, light-skinned black man to save them from all the dark-skinned guys. That is, of course, until girls started to realize light-skinned niggas wasn't shit either. But like,
yeah, that's true. I will say that.
I don't know how that's surprising to anyone. What? You mean to tell me the guy with this inflated ego doesn't want just one girl, so he can't commit to you? Huh? Who the f*** saw that coming? And around that time, all of my teachers would always say, when you guys go out into the world, you're going to meet a lot of white people, and they're going to treat you outright disrespectfully because of the color of your skin. And one day I heard this, and I immediately had to call bullshit. One of the perks of moving around a lot as a kid is I've been to predominantly white schools. And in those schools, at least, I was never treated negatively because I was black. But after I moved back to the hood and went to school with other black kids, that's when I was treated negatively. So I raised my hand, and she's like, yes, you have a question? No, I have a statement. I went to a predominantly white school from grades 1 through 3, and my experience is that my own people are much harsher about my skin color than white people. She just stood there shocked that I was able to articulate that her opinion was indeed wrong, and she moved on with the lesson as if I didn't say anything. But I
find that crazy because once the students say that to a teacher, the teacher ain't got nothing to say. So it's like, I mean, well, sometimes the teacher do have something to say, but you just have the right thing to say. But she didn't know what to say, sadly. But at least he's cool with everybody. But some of it is true. So
I tell you guys all this just so you understand why I did what I did in this story. Some of you guys are gonna look at the story and be like, you know what, True, you were a fucking asshole. Because unless you've had this shit happen to you personally, you won't understand the amount of pain I felt that day. You know what? Maybe you will. Let me explain it to you. Me and a bunch of my friends are sitting at the lunch table, and everyone's talking about the girls that they had crushes on this year. After a while of mostly just listening, I pitch in with, well, I really like Ari. I think she's cool. And after hearing this asshole that we're gonna call Stefan for the rest of this video looks at me and says, True, you're too dark for a girl to like you. You'll probably never get a girlfriend. That shit.
Not gonna lie, middle school, he's not a friend no more, but I had an acquaintance telling me that, telling me the same thing. I would never get that girl. So that as opposed to be my friend, he's supposed to hype me up, saying, yo, you'll get her, this and that and third, but he did not do that. He shut me down, so I felt really bad for myself, so hey. But like I said, this was middle school, so.
Hurt so bad, bro. And that's why I say it really do be your own people.
Yeah.
And I sat there, quiet, soul absolutely crushed, and heart utterly devastated. But anyone who knows me personally will tell you that I'm way too fucking competitive to let some snot-nosed little brat tell me what I can and can't do. And at the time, I didn't know how I would do it, but I knew for a fact I would make him eat those words until he fucking choked. And I couldn't do it right then and there. Me and my family ended up moving to a different neighborhood entirely, and it was a predominantly white school. I made a story time on that school featuring Birdo. You should go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But if any of you guys are doing the math, I held on to this grudge for 4 whole fucking years.
Okay, I be having a grudge sometimes, maybe for a couple days, but 4 years, yo, at that point you gotta let that go. You gotta let that go. I'm sorry, you have to let it go.
A few years later, we moved back to my hometown. I'm in the 4th grade now, and I still remember this day very clearly. When I went back to my original school, I was in the same class as Stefan. And from the second I saw him walk into the class, I'm like, oh, it's so on. Later in the year, he starts talking to this girl that we're gonna call Lauren. And dude, I loved watching him fall in love with her. Wait, let me rephrase that. I loved watching him fall in love at her, because he would shoot his shot, but she wasn't really interested. And I think that's mainly because he was just fucking ugly, bro. I sat here for like 3 minutes trying to figure out a better fucking way to say it, but I can't. He was ugly. My guy looked like a fish and smelled like a fish. But he'd keep walking up to her with that light-skinned confidence for like absolutely no reason. I'm watching this guy fail almost daily at rizzing her up. So I'm like, geez, wouldn't it be like just so great if you dated her instead just to piss him off? I don't know, like worst case scenario, she says no and I'm back at square one. I'd be lying if I said I put a shit ton of thought into this plan, and that's probably why it ended so badly. So when I was walking to school with my sister the next day, I stopped at this old lady's house. She works really hard to decorate her yard with flowers, and me being a selfish little asshole at that age, I picked a few. When I see Lauren at school that morning, I give her the flowers along with a note that says, "Will you be my girlfriend? Yes or no?" For those of you that don't know, this was basically the equivalent in the early 2000s of sending a risky text message to your crush. She goes to her desk and writes on the note, and I made sure to sit right next to Stefan, because even if she says no, him seeing the girl he likes put a note on my desk is sure to make him jealous. She walked.
I find that funny. I'm not gonna lie. He's an asshole. He really is an asshole. But hey, he did it to himself, to be honest.
Walks to the back of the classroom, puts the note on my desk, and I look over to Stefan, and he is absolutely fucking livid right now. I think it looked like he gonna cry when he get home. I open the note.
What the note say?
And she circled yes. Dude, we are totally fucking locked in right now. I've never been so happy to not look like a fish in my life. So during lunch, we usually have the option to finish our lunch early and go out to recess, or to spend the entire period in the cafeteria. I made sure to sit within his line of sight, because when she came into the cafeteria to get me to bring me to recess, oh, the look on his face. Who's too dark now, bitch? Our plan has officially succeeded. The way he was looking at us, there was absolutely no denying that he was upset about it. So we go out to recess, and for some reason, it didn't occur to me, you got a whole ass girlfriend now, dude. Like, she doesn't just disappear just because you feel like she served her purpose. I'm 10 years old. I've never had to break up with a girl before. So we're both sitting at the playground, and she's just essentially waiting for me to do any kind of boyfriend activity. So I just sat there staring at her, and she just sat there staring at me. I'm not calling her pretty, asking her how her day was. I have no idea how to be a boyfriend. And she wasn't bad looking or anything. It's just if I don't invest those feelings in you from the jump, then I can't invest them later. So after a while of awkwardly staring at each other, she says, "Do you want to kiss?" Not really. What? Well, I just think it's too soon for that. Okay. And it is there we sat for the entirety of recess.
Whoa, this was what? Elementary school? So
if I'm being real with you, that was pretty much the rest of our relationship. I mean, we never held hands, we never kissed, we never did anything. In fact, whenever I saw her, I would often walk in the other direction or de-romanticize our dynamic. And what I mean when I say
damn, so he did her petty too.
Whenever she wanted a hug, I would shake her hand. Whenever she wanted to hang out at recess, I would bring a bunch of my boys around. I basically friend-zoned my own girlfriend. And like I said, mainly because at that age, I honestly did not know how you were supposed to break up with someone. So I figured that with enough time, our relationship would essentially just fizzle out. One day I was heading out of class and getting ready to go home. I was putting my books into my backpack when she walked over to me. I could instantly tell that this girl was upset with me. And she says, "Don't you ever treat a girl that way. I liked you. Am I just some kind of game to you?" So I'm thinking, alright, you kind of been lying to this girl from the jump. It's fair that she knows the truth. So I say, oh my god, what a fucking
What did you say?
I say, yes. She slaps me right across the fucking face. Well
as deserved.
Lauren, That's not your real name. You know who you are if you're watching this. I'm really sorry about that. So, with the stinging pain in my face, I finished packing up my backpack, and I walked home. Moral of the story. I may not be light-skinned, but I was definitely still an asshole.
Alright, y'all, thank you for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed that good video by But True. Some of it is true, I'm not gonna lie. I could relate to this since it was elementary school. Yeah, I can definitely relate to this, except the slapping part. I never got slapped, and I never was petty to the girl. But some of it is true, so I just find this hilarious. But thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure y'all turn on your post notifications so y'all always know when I post a new video. Share the video, leave a comment so let me know what else y'all want, what y'all want to see. Y'all gotta let me know. Subscribe. Deuces.
I've been running in circles, waiting so long for my vision. I don't know why